Welcome to the Dental Brief, the world's direct, right-to-the-point podcast produced to get you the information you need to learn and grow your practice. To learn more about our guests and find links to information discussed on our show, visit our website, dentalbrief.com. On to today's episode.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Dental Brief, the fastest dental podcast on the internet. We are so blessed to have with us back today Miss Brandi Hooker Evans. Brandi, say hello to our audience.
Hey guys, good to be here.
Yeah, Brandi, this is your third time back, and you're always terrific, always so much wisdom. Jump right in and give our audience a little information about yourself, your experience, and what you do in the industry.
Well, I am the geek that just absolutely loves to be a dental hygienist. I've been really blessed with a lot of different experiences in the profession. I help my husband run a dental practice. I work clinically. I've been an instructor at the university. I've been the president of my state association, just all these random experiences that I feel that have called me to take the experiences and the things that I've learned and help our community at large. And so that's what I do with Stellar Outcomes with speaking and coaching, is offer some of these tricks and tips and pearls that absolutely work and make us have better days and better careers.
Yeah, we all need more of those, especially in today's environment. I know that, on our show and kind of a philosophy on life, we like to talk about problems, but we only like to talk about problems when we have solutions for those problems. Otherwise, it's just a big waste of time and becomes negative real quickly. So we're going to jump right in. Let's talk about problems. You and I discussed a little bit that practices are seeing in this typical September slowdown. Is looks like it's only 19 days until everything has to slow down according to history and folklore and urban legend. So let's talk about the slowdown, and then let's talk about the solution. Why does the slowdown happen?
I believe and have experienced a slowdown happens because September is the month that everyone is starting their new next year. While it's not January 1st, it's the beginning of school. It's the beginning of all of the kids' activities. And for better or worse, it's the beginning of the calendar school year for the universities as well. So we are trained throughout our lives to know that August and September are the beginning of our new year of what's to come. So people try to schedule in September and then they realize they don't have time to come in September and the dental office suffers. But I know that we can do better than that. So that's what I'm hoping to visit with today. We're in a situation where the world is really good at worrying right now, Patrick. We're good at it. We're getting an A+. So I believe, I know that if we can hang tight on that worry and start working on a plan, we can skip September and make it into spectacular December.
Yeah, that's. I would like to repeat that. It's a hard word to say. But I think you're absolutely right. I think if people focused in on practices from top to bottom, focused in on making September a busy month, that could be really easy to do. So let's talk about how could you convert September? What are some things that you could do to make September the busiest month out of the year for your practice?
Well, first, we want to address the Corona elephant. My practice was closed for 7 weeks and we moved, canceled, and otherwise had to do something else with approximately 1,000 appointments. So the first thing that we're going to do, step one, is to pull up our list of patients that have fallen through the crack. And if you don't have any of those, then I'm going to invite you to pull the list again, because there's no way that there isn't patients that were supposed to come in March, April, and May that are already all seen. Unless we are superhuman and can be in more than one place at once, there are patients that need to still come see us for their regular checkup and cleaning or their periodontal maintenance. So start there. That's step one. Okay. Step two is when we are scheduling or confirming appointments, please call your patient and connect to them. For example, if you call and say, "Hi, Patrick, looks like we have you on Monday at 2. See you then." you're like, oh yeah, Monday at 2, no problem. And then something else comes up and you're like, oh, I'm somewhere else Monday at 2. But if I call and I say, Patrick, hey, how's it going? We are so excited to see you on Monday at 2. You have an hour with Brandi and Dr. Evans. They're pumped to take care of you. Patrick, you're coming to the 2 o'clock with Brandi and Dr. Evans because you're connected to those people. As if I don't show up, there's someone else that has scheduled time for me. And it sounds like a minor change, but you and I both know that those teeny tiny items are going to make the biggest difference in passing on a slow September.
Sure. Step 2. Got it. Make sure we confirm every single appointment always. I actually recommend that dentists call first time. And I know a lot of dentists hate it when they hear this, but first time patients that they call them. My practices, the practices that I work with outside of the podcast that have really high show rates and that also seem to have a much higher case acceptance, especially with first visit patients, are the ones that call before. So they take 5 to 10 minutes at the end of every single day, and they call all of tomorrow's first time appointments. They get voicemail on every single one of them, but they leave a message, let them know if they have questions, to give them a call. And then, that they already kind of know what the dentist is like or what they sound like, and it's just more familiar. So connecting, it's another way of connecting. Absolutely. Something that I recommend. What's your step 3? Brandi, what would you say step 3 that we can do to turn our slow months into our busy months?
Step 3 might be the most important one. Step 3 is gathering together as a team and taking the level of enjoyment as a team higher. What I mean by this is when a patient calls, emails, or walks through the door, if your team is having a great day, they want to be a part of that and they want to come back. Team health is something that a lot of times people overlook, and right now everyone's just doing their best to stay afloat. So I'm going to encourage teams to have a little more fun together. Maybe that's lunch on Mondays together. Maybe that's bring your best dental lunch or best dental joke to lunch on Tuesday. But instead of feeling like we're doggy paddling to stay with our heads above water, I would invite every single person that's listening to me to think about what they can bring to their practice to make it more fun, so that the patients, whether they're calling, texting, emailing, or walking through the door, know that they are in a place filled with good juju. And they want to be a part of it and they want to come back. Again, it's simple, but it works.
You have to. You're absolutely right about that. And I want to have you come back on, actually, if you could come back on next week and talk about team building and making the practice more fun. I think that's really important to do, because I think that's part of it. I think there's a lot of employees, and it's not because they have a negative attitude. It's not because they're bad people. There's a lot of employees and practices that look forward to a slow September, a quieter September where there's not as much insurance to verify or to follow up with, and not as much phone calls to deal with or specialists to refer to or have to deal with. So if you're being paid by the hour or you're on a salary, that actually the slower it is in the practice, the better off it is for you. Of course, until you lose your job, but right, it's actually a benefit. So less patients in a day, if you're an hourly or salary, is a good thing. So how can you make it so it's not? How can you kind of change that dynamic so that you take your team and make it from wanting to see less patients today to break records as far as the amount of patients that they see and treat and interact with in a day? So I definitely want to have you come back on to talk about that. Will you do that? Can we do that and have that episode next week? So this step number 3 is something we can follow up on?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to.
Awesome. And what I want to do too is just real quickly talk about hiring an expert. There's a lot of consultants out there. There's a lot of people that can help dentists with this problem, but a lot of the times it doesn't work out because they didn't hire the right person. So give us your insight. What would you tell any dentist let's say you had a conflict of interest and couldn't work with a dentist, what would you tell them they should look for in hiring someone to help them with their scheduling concerns and needs?
So with all coaches and consultants, I shouldn't say all, maybe I just lied. With most coaches and consultants, they offer a free, let's just chat and see if we would be a good match. So I would invite you as a dentist or an office manager or practice owner in any capacity to utilize that free time in talking with the coach and making sure that your core values align with theirs. For example, if you want to take incredible care of your patients and have an incredible team that is bursting with joy and excited to come to work every day and feels good about what they're doing, then you want to find a coach that believes in those core values the way that you do. Personally, I know for a fact that if you take great care of your team and great care of your patients, the money will follow and be better than anyone on the block. However, if you put the money first, you're going to fall flat on your face. So take a moment to call that coach that you've run across and get to know them and make sure that your values match. Once that happens, you can ask the coach about their process and ask about the results they've had in the past and other experiences so that you know that you're getting what you're hoping for in a coach or a consultant.
That's great advice. And for those who want to talk to Brandi one-on-one, your website is brandihookerevans.com, correct?
Yes, it is. And I'm super excited because I am launching a study club next month. So we can continue talking and would love to be a resource to your podcast listeners. So thanks for having me. And
yeah, anytime.
Continue our conversation.
Yeah, no, we're glad to have you. We're very thankful to have you. And one more time, it's brandihookerevans.com. Check out the website. Reach out for speaking or coaching. Great asset, great member of the community. So thankful to have you here.
Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a fantastic day and find something fun to add.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandi. Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode. Did you know you can weigh in on today's topic on Facebook? Search The Dental Brief on Facebook or visit our website, dentalbrief.com, and just follow the link. We look forward to having you join us again on another episode of The Dental Brief.